I'm Jeff Mullen. I'm the founder and CEO of Dynamics. Started Dynamics to solve some of the largest problems in payments, and we have. We've raised over $110 million. Last round was a $70 million round led by MasterCard and the Canadian Bureau Bank of Commerce. Valued us at roughly $600 million. And Dynamics today has live products in market that impact millions of cardholders globally. Additionally, Dynamics has two business units. First business unit, it makes interactive payment cards. We put buttons and displays on the cards. Issuers can add business models, products, and features. Consumers can gain the value of those at the point of sale. Second business unit is the only off-base, real-time loyalty system on the planet. Within half a second of making a purchase in any open-loop environment, issuers can give access to, and they can build games and other engagement applications off of those rewards. Last year at Finovate, Dynamics introduced its first international platform with CIBC and Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons is the largest brand in Canada. 8 out of every 10 cups of coffee in Canada that are sold are from Tim Hortons, and they sell twice as many lunches as McDonald's. Here's a copy of the card. You can press any button on the card, rewrites the mag stripe, runs a different EMV applet, runs a different contactless applet. When you press the Visa button, you're using credit and you're earning rewards. Those rewards are then deposited on your Tim's button. When you use your Tim's button in a store, those rewards are redeemed. It's a closed loop system, no interchange to the merchant. Dynamics does the real-time off-base reward system. So within half a second of using credit, you can go into a store and redeem those rewards you just earned. Buy a $1,000 TV, then within 30 seconds, or within half a second, you go into a store, and while that TV is being delivered, you can redeem it. We've never talked about performance data before in a card. We just celebrated our first year for that program. So how did that card perform? Well, compared against other cards, it was the fastest growing retail co-brand credit card in the history of Canada. If you look at page 7 of Charlie Scharf's letter to his shareholders for 2014, Dynamics is the only co-brand program mentioned by name. The way that merchants value engagement on cards is redemption rates. Your airline cards may have less than 10%. A really good integrated product may have 20, 30, 50%. Dynamics' redemption rates on these cards are through the roof. They may be the largest redemption rates ever seen on a co-brand card. So we did it. We worked with an issuer in Canada. We delivered value. We changed market share. Today, Dynamics is going to upgrade and add international technologies to its domestic security platform. Once again, to go over what our domestic security platform is, this is a mag stripe only card. In order to use the card, you enter a code only you know into the face of the card. If you enter the right code, then your number is displayed visually for online, or into the stripe magnetically for in-store. After a period of time, the stripe erases and the display erases, so if you lose the card still has relevance, a dead piece of plastic. You can also toggle to a dynamic CVC2 on the front, and it's written a dynamic CVC1 into the stripe. So we've tokenized the stripe, we've tokenized the CVC2. Anytime you go use the card, that changes. So if someone compromises a merchant online, if someone compromises a merchant in store, it's irrelevant. That data cannot be used in the future. So here's the issue. The issue is, here's that platform. This is the most advanced computerized card platform in the world. And we now have to add EMV onto the card with all of its associated electronics. We have to add contactless into the card with all of its electronics. And we want to introduce some really cool new features. So we have to add some more battery power. So after a year of development, we finally did it. Here are the new cards. And we have a battery that's over 25% the size of our existing battery. We use the next gen 6-prong EMV backwards compatible chips. And we also have more than a full antenna in this card. So the card actually has better contactless performance than the contactless cards in your wallets. Additionally, we added a secure element outside of those components. And that's actually where we store the EMV and contactless data. As a result, when the card's not turned on, if you take a wireless skimmer over the card, it will not hear a peep from this card. All of that data, all of those chips are off. That is different from every card that you carry. And so we've created a firewall around all of the cards that exceeds what's currently in the market. And so Dynamics also wants to focus, and here's a card that is painted. We also want to focus on convenience, and that's an issue. As you add security, you want the cards to be more convenient. There's a problem. How do I remember my PIN if I don't set it? How do I add security or add convenience? So Dynamics cards, when you receive them, you can set them up. You can enter any PIN of any number, 1 digit to 20 digits. Today I'm going to be convenience oriented, and I'm just going to choose a single digit. And within 5 seconds, that card is set. The consumer set the card. The consumer will remember their data. And then whenever the consumer wants to go into the store, they simply press what they entered into the card, and the card turns on, the card operates. This card reduces all lost stolen fraud, reduces and eradicates card skimming. It introduces and eradicates card cloning. It eradicates in-pocket card skimming. And today we're going to introduce one last security feature that does not impact the convenience of the card. What we've built into the stripes are a bunch of sensors. There's a new type of fraud that's growing, which is fake readers on top of existing readers. So these new cards can now actually read and sense when they're going through a reader. So if they go through a first reader and they detect within a period of time that they go through a second reader, they'll actually rewrite their EMV contactless in stripes to notify the issuer that there's actually a fake reader on that terminal, and our processing can pick it up. The issuers that we're working with this now have an incredible opportunity. Not only can they reduce the fraud on their cards, but they can show how they're actually reducing fraud on their competitors' products as well. I'm Jeff Mullen. Dynamics is right outside. There's one more presentation that's 8 minutes long. Look forward to seeing all of you in 9 minutes. Thank you very much.